Hi friends, today I'm gonna share my experience and a review of the laptop Dell Inspiron 3505 which I purchased from Amazon on Get Indian Festival at 44.9k. The actual price of this laptop is 47k and I faced numerous issues with this laptop. That's why I am making this video to make public aware of the issues present in this laptop. Also, kindly notice that Dell has launched a similar laptop called Vosto 3405, which is exactly same as the Inspiron 3505, and the only difference between them is the display. The display in Vostro is 14 inch and the display is Inspiron is 15.6 inch. Rest everything is same, including the SSD capacity and the RAM capacity and the processor. So I can safely assume that the issues which I have faced with my Inspiron 3505 will also be present in the Vostro 3405. So people who are thinking to buy this laptop, kindly choose wisely when you will be purchasing your laptop. Without wasting any time, let's start the review. I will divide the review into pros and cons, and let's talk about the pros first. Talking about the pros, I have to mention about the display. Now the display in this laptop is an WVA panel, and WVA stands for wide viewing angle. Now this is more like an IPS level technology, or you can say that this is an IPS level display, but not exactly IPS. The display color accuracy was mediocre at its best. The color accuracy was 72% sRGB or 45% NTSC, and the resolution was full HD. In my usage with this laptop, or in my time, I did not face any issues with the display. There was not any color shifting issues, neither there was any negative issues in this laptop display. Overall, I can say the display is good, but if you use your laptop for color correction or in Photoshop, kindly stay away from this display, as this laptop does not offer 100% sRGB and you might face some problems during this kind of works. The second point will be the battery. In the battery department, I am more than satisfied with this laptop. I mainly use this laptop for attending classes on Zoom and surfing the net, and also used for playing some light games like Rocket League. And in that kind of usage, with 50% brightness and the battery into better balanced mode, the laptop gave me on an average 4.5 to 5 hours of battery life. Now I was connected to Wi-Fi, and if you use your laptop without Wi-Fi, or without, if you don't turn on your internet, you can expect a 1 or 2 hour more battery life. So I can say on an average this laptop gives around 5 to 5.5 hours of battery life. And if you use your laptop heavily, like playing games or editing videos, you can expect a battery life of 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, I can tell that because I have played GTA 5 on this laptop, and the battery life which I got during playing GTA 5 was roughly around 3 hours. So in the battery department, I am more than satisfied with this laptop, and the battery life is good. The battery watt hour is 45 watt hour, and Ryzen 5 3500U is a pretty powerful processor, and it's not optimized for battery saving. So in these types of processor, the battery life of 5 hours is good. The third point will be the build quality. Now it's a Dell laptop, so the build quality should be good, and the build quality is indeed good with this laptop. The laptop is not metal built, it's a plastic build laptop. It's a polycarbonate material, but the material, the plastic used in this laptop is of good quality. It comes with a metallic finish, and there was not any flex in the keyboard dock or in the display unit or in the back panel. So I can safely assume that this laptop has good build quality, a solid 5.5 from my side on the build quality department. The third point will be the performance. Now this laptop comes with a Ryzen 5 3500 processor, which is a quad core processor. That means it has 4 cores and 8 threads. The processor clock rate is 2.3 GHz with turbo boost up to 3.7 GHz. And this laptop also comes with an SSD which is of 512 GB in capacity. The SSD type is NVMe SSD, and the RAM used in this laptop is 8 GB single channel. The RAM is up to 2666 MHz, and there's also a secondary slot for RAM expansion. I am more than satisfied with the performance of this laptop. I also have an i3 laptop, and compared to that, this performance is much better. But don't expect i7 types of performance. The performance is more comparable like with Intel i5 10th generation. If you ask me, the performance which I found similar is with Intel i5 8th generation, because this laptop has some heating issues. That's why I am comparing it with i5 8th generation. And for i5 10th generation, the equivalent processor from Ryzen is, I think, the 4500U. In terms of graphics performance, this laptop has AMD Radeon Vega 6, which is clocked at around 600 MHz with a turbo boost up to 1800 MHz. Now the integrated graphics card is of 2 GB, which takes its memory from your RAM stick, which is 8 GB by default, pre-installed from factory. So the usable RAM which you have is around 5.9 or 6 GB, out of which Windows will take roughly around 2 to 2.3 GB. So at the end of the day, the actual RAM which you have is around 4 GB. Now the GPU is much more powerful than an equivalent Intel UHD 620 or an Intel UHD, which is simply not that powerful for day-to-day usage. It can run 4K videos without any issues. I tried playing a 4K video from YouTube and it ran well. I also tried playing some casual games like Rocket League, Valorant, GTA 5 and Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 FPS was around 40 to 45. In GTA 5 the FPS was around 50 to 55. In Rocket League and Valorant it ran without any issues, as they are much lighter game. I also tried playing FIFA, and FIFA ran very well in this game processor. And I also tried installing AutoCAD, CATIA and Android Studio. In Android Studio the performance was not that good, but you have to install an additional 8 GB. After that the performance would be much better, I think. In Android and CATIA and AutoCAD, they ran without any issues. It ran perfectly well. I also tried editing a video at 1080p in Adobe Premiere Pro. The video rendered without any issues, but 4K video editing is a big no, since this is an integrated graphics card of only around 2 GB and it can't handle 4K video editing. Also for 4K video editing, you need an processor which is marked as H or high performance processor, and this processor is an U variant or ultra power saving processor, which is more optimized for saving battery and in the cost of slightly lower performance. So in the performance department for 44.9K or 47K, the performance is much better than I expected. In fact, I am very satisfied with this performance. I also tried an equivalent laptop from this price range from Asus, the VivoBook, which comes with an i5 10th processor, and this laptop feels much smoother to me than the Asus VivoBook. So yes, Ryzen 5 3500 rocks, and this processor and this laptop is good for your day-to-day usage, and in fact for some casual gaming too. Now coming to the cons, the first cons which I have to mention is the display. Now I know you guys may be wondering that what the heck is this guy telling? He just mentioned that the display is good. Yes, I know the display in my unit was faulty because it had some screen bleeding issues on the 4 corners. Now it may be specific to my unit, since many people who bought this laptop don't mention this kind of issues. But I was reading the reviews on Amazon and almost 30% of people mentioned that they were facing bleeding issue. So you may end up with a faulty unit or a faulty display which has screen bleeding. So kindly please keep that in mind. The second point will be the heating issue. Now the heating issue is quite serious. On an average, the laptop heat was around 50 to 55 in the battery mode, and if you plug in with AC, the temperature would be around 6 to 65, but the fan never ran, so the performance was quiet. But when I was playing games, the temperature rised around 70 to 75 degrees centigrade, and believe me, this is all happening in this winter season when the temperature is around 50 to 20 degrees centigrade at max. In fact, my outside temperature is at 12 degrees centigrade right now. So you can easily understand, or you can easily imagine that what will be the temperature in summer days when the temperature is around 40 to 45 degree normally on outside. So I think the heating issue and the thermal management on this laptop is not that good. The third point which I have to mention is the keyboard. Now the keyboard is not a backlit unit, not a problem for me, because not much many laptops offer backlit on this price range. But my main issue with this keyboard is the key travel. Now mostly the normal key travel in this price range is 1.4 mm to 1.8 mm, but this keyboard is I think around max to max 1 mm, which is too shallow for my liking. I don't enjoy typing on this keyboard at all. The keyboard experience was not at all good for me. In fact, the key placement was also awkward too. The delete button was in place of power button. I sometimes mistakenly placed the delete button instead of the power button. So you might end up with some issues with the power button placement. Also, the buttons were unnecessarily cramped, like the upward movement and the page up and down, and the arrow keys were too much cramped. So the keyboard experience was not that good. And the fourth point will be the speaker. Like I mentioned that some people are facing some speaker issue like crackling of sound, but the most major issue which I have faced, for which I returned the laptop, was the cursor freeze issue. Now in my laptop the cursor was freezing almost too much. Every 5 to 10 seconds the cursor froze in my laptop, almost completely froze the cursor, and I can't do anything in that meantime. I just have to restart the laptop or have to close the lid and open it again to make the cursor workable. So it was a big issue for me. And the most important thing is the laptop is only around 5 to 10 days old in my case. So you can easily imagine that after 1 or 2 years, when the laptop will be loaded with things and data, the laptop experience will not that be good. And I know that people are telling that the laptop performance and the cursor performance will improve after BIOS update, but I have installed the BIOS, updated the BIOS to 1.2.0. I have also installed the Windows version to 2.20.0 H2 something, I don't exactly recall, and I also updated manually the drivers of the cursor and the touchpad, but no results on these types of works. The cursor froze. So I have to say the cursor issue was there, and that's why I returned my laptop. And so it's now upon you whether you should buy this or not. If you ask me for an advice, I would say that it's upon you. You can buy this. The cursor issue is more like a software issue, which I think will be solved in future for sure. The screen bleeding issue is more like an hardware issue, which I don't think is present on every laptops. Might be it's a device or unit specific issue, and if you end up with an defective piece, you can easily ask for a replacement or even ask for a refund. Amazon even gives refund in some cases if the laptop is not available with the seller anymore. So overall it's kind of okay laptop for this price range. The performance is good, the display is good, the speaker is good, the build quality is good, but it had some own issues, like the display in my unit was bleeding, the cursor was freezing too much, and the speaker was kind of okayish, and also the heating issue was there. So that's it. That's my review for this laptop, and I think this review also applies for the Vostro 3405, as both of them are using the same processor and the same everything is same. The SSD is same, 512 GB NVMe, and the RAM is also same, 8 GB 26,600 mAh RAM. So I think these problems will also be there on the Vostro 3405, and I would like to advise you that don't purchase a laptop just after it's launched on Amazon. Kindly wait some days, see some reviews, see some YouTube videos. Don't make the same mistake which I have made in my case. I just bought the laptop Dell Inspiron 3505 when after launching the laptop. When I purchased this laptop, there was only single review. There I think 2 review on Amazon, and both of them were a 5-star review, and I bought this laptop and ended up with a faulty unit for which I have to waste around 7 to 8 days in calling Amazon and arranging for a refund. So that's it. That's my review of this laptop, Dell Inspiron 3505. Hope I can help you. Bye bye. Stay safe. Thank you.